Hello student, welcome to my channel. You are watching Lucent General Knowledge audio series. This is chapter 5 Indian Economy and this is part 5 of my video. The previous 4 parts are available in my playlist and I also given the link in my description box so you can check it from there. Without wasting much of our time, let's start the video first. Today's topic of Indian economy is chapter 8 Trade and Commerce and chapter 9 New Economic Policy. So let's start. Chapter 8 Trade and Commerce. Indian trade was extremely developed during ancient time. Next, after the British East India Company was established in 1600, the trade between India and Britain was in India's favor till 1757. At that time, East India Company used to purchase clothes, spices and exchange for costly metals. The British government decided to impose heavy duty on the clothes to destroy the structure of industries. During the later part of 18th century, after Industrial Revolution in Britain, there was heavy production of cheap items. To sell those cheap items in world market, the tradition of colonization began. British companies established monopoly on the sale of cotton. As a result, the Indian weaver got costly raw material and thus Indian product became costly. By 1813, Indian handloom business was completely ruined. In the later part of 19th century, the establishment of modern industries on the basis of power machines started. First time in India, the textile industries came into being. First factory of cotton textile in India was established in 1880 at Ghughari near Kolkata, which failed. The second factory of cotton textile was established by a businessman Kawas G. Nana Bhai in Mumbai in 1853. In 1855, first jute factory was established in Rishara, West Bengal. In 1853, after the establishment of railway in India, industrial development get momentum here. Rapid expansion of Indian industries started due to development of the means of communication. Jamshedji Tata established the first steel factory in Jamshedpur in 1907. This is a very short chapter, chapter 8 Trade and Commerce. I think only few points are given here and the next chapter that we are going to read, chapter 9 New Economic Policy. So, New Economic Policy is related to economic reforms. It's aimed to bring about reforms in production pattern to obtain new technology and to use full capacity expeditiously and in toto. The new economic policy was devised and implemented for the first time in the year 1985 during the period of Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi. The second wave of new economic reforms came in the year 1991 during the period of P.V. Narasimha Rao government. The main reason to start new economic policy in 1991 was Gulf War and problem of balance of payment in India. The three main objectives of new economic policy were liberalization, privatization and globalization. Main sector of new economic reform policy in 1991 were fiscal policy, monetary policy, value fixation policy, foreign policy, industrial policy, foreign investment policy, business policy and public sector policy. The following 4 main steps were taken under the fiscal policy in 1991 to control public expenditure strictly, to expand tax net, to observe discipline in management of funds of central and state government, to curtail grants, subsidy. Under the monetary policy, steps were taken to control inflation. Measures implemented under the Industrial Reform Policy 1991 were delicensing of industries except the list of 18 industries. MRTP norms were relaxed for disinvestment. The areas reserved for public sector were open to private sector. Next point, the objective fixed for reforms in the Foreign Investment Policy 1991 were: first, direct foreign investment up to 50% was given automatic approval in many industries. Foreign companies involved in export activities were allowed to invest up to 51% capital. The government gave automatic approval for technology agreement in the industries of high priorities. Next point, under the Trade Policy 1991, steps were taken to abolish the excessive protection given to many industries for the promotion of international integration of economy. The measures implemented to bring efficiency and market discipline under the Public Sector Policy 1991 were as under: number of reserved industries decreased to 8. Presently, these are only 4. The work of rehabilitation of sick industries handed over to Board of Industrial Financial Reconstruction. Industries were made powerful with the help of Memorandum of Understanding (MOU). Voluntary retirement schemes started to cut down the size of workforce. Economic reforms under the new economic policy. Economic reforms were introduced in 1991 in India. First generation reforms were aimed at stabilization of Indian economy and were micro level in nature. It includes liberalization and deregulation of industry, financial sector reforms, taxation reforms and extra. Second generation reforms aimed at structural changes and are micro level in nature. It will include labor reforms, land reforms, capital market reform, expenditure reforms and power sector reforms extra. Since economic reforms, poverty has declining from 36% in 1993 to 26% by the end of 10th plan, but as far as inequality is concerned, it has increased. A World Bank report 1999-2000 confirms this rise in inequality. The new economic reforms policy, by making progress from 1991 to 2005 to 6, has become more open, liberal and global. Disinvestment means to decrease the share of government in the industries. In 1996, Disinvestment Commission was constituted to review, give suggestions and make regulation on the issue of disinvestment. Next, Sri G.V. Ramakrishna was the first chairman of Disinvestment Commission. In the year 1992, the National Renewal Fund was constituted for rehabilitation of displaced laborers of sick industrial units affected due to industrial modernization, technological development and extra. Navratna is a company which is rising at world level. To encourage this company, the government has given them complete autonomy. In the second phase of economic reform program, the main aim is to eradicate poverty from the country and development at the rate of 7 to 8%. Some important terminology relating to the new economic reform policy. Privatization. To increase participation of private sector in the public sector companies by capital investment or by management or both, or to hand over a public sector unit to a private company is called privatization. Next heading, liberalization. It is defined as liberalization is the process by which government control is relaxed or abolished. In this process, privatization is also included. Globalization. Next term, it is the process of amalgamation of an economy with world economy is called globalization. It is signified by lower duties on import and export. By doing so, that sector will also get private capital and foreign technology. Disinvestment. To reduce the government share in the public sector is called disinvestment. In this way, both the chapter Trade and Commerce and New Economic Policy is completed. Thank you everyone for watching my video. All the best for your competitive exams or whatever exam you are preparing for. अगर आपको चैनल और वीडियो अच्छी लगी हो तो लाइक और सब्सक्राइब जरूर करना, और अगर कोई भी क्वेरी हो, कुछ भी पूछना हो तो नीचे कमेंट में जरूर कमेंट करना. I will reply. Thank you.